Today we'll be looking at the Transformers Beast Wars toys. I'm only be looking at the toys that were in the show, like Dinobot and Tigatron. I'm not be looking at characters like Razor Beast or K9. Only Beast Wars characters that actually made appearance in the original 1996 show. So we'll be looking at characters like Rattrap here. Back in the days, Rattrap cost at least $5, as I remember. But he did cost $5. He was like a core class figure, and actually do have a Rattrap, so I'm not really worrying about him. Some of these pictures are from these are mostly pictures. I'm not actually like actually do have the toys, but I'm not actually like do a video about them because I already did them already. But here he is in his Ninja Turtle form. In his rap mode, you can see he is very kibbleish. Especially when you get to the back. Look at that. Now, if you look closely, you do get a lot of brownish. You get brown everywhere. You get brown on his back, his butt, and you see his beast feet. Well, his robot feet. Then they turn around. And wait. Here he's in robot mode. He's very posable. I do actually have the original toy, but he's very, very posable. He's more accurate to the show, though the Kingdom version is kind of better. And well, my perspective, the Kingdom version is quite better. He have a gun that splits into two halves. It fit both of his sides, both his little sides. They do fit. Um, like the red head and all that other stuff. Though his backpack is kind of big, because he was a flip changer and it at least cost like $5. So they were kind of mid back then. But yeah, this was Red Trap. The next one's gonna be Airazor. I do actually have an original Airazor toy. I actually never reviewed it. I'm trying to wait until I get my Kingdom Airazor because I'm trying to save up a little change to get her. It's kind of hard now. But yeah, her and Megatron, I'm trying to wait for a little bit. But in her, I think Hawk or Eagle or whatever mode bird, she's very yellowish. She yellowish everywhere you turn. She has the gimmick with her, like the cybernetic, I guess the cybernetic claws coming out her wings. And you could like stab the Predacons, or like you could grab Pterosaur. I've done that before. You could like have her grip Pterosaur and drop him or something. But there's really nothing you could do in robot mode actually for her. As like she is very brownish. And the back she do got a lot of a blue striping coming down her tail. Here we got Airazor in her robot mode. Originally in Beast Wars, she was actually supposed to be a male, but they changed her to female because they was kind of scared about putting Transformers in a lot of most cartoons. Actually, don't have females Transformers because they kind of scared what's gonna happen. That's why RC and the other ones never appeared in the live actions for a while now. But yeah, I do got the original toy. I will review it. I just gotta find this in a bin full of old Beast Wars toys. Beast Wars toys and Jurassic World toys. So it's kind of stuck in there. I'm trying to dig it out. There's a lot of toys I do have that I have not actually reviewed yet. A lot of them. Then we get on the Cheetor. I actually do not have Cheetor actually. I have the Kingdom version, but I actually don't have the 1996 version. I don't even have the reissue version. Cause I know they have this green version. Cause you gotta wash the eyes. Because the eyes, some Cheetos do have different eyes. A red eye version and a blue eye version. I don't have the 10th anniversary version. Cause that one's more glossy. So like this one's very like glossy. Very, it's so shiny. More like Treasure. It's just shiny. And also, cheetahs do not be this big. I think Tiger trying to battle with this mole and Cheetor. Here he is in his robot mode. He does actually come with his gun and his bug gun. It actually appeared in the show, but he's very. I think he's the only Beast Wars toy I think I remember that actually kind of look like the show. I know like characters like Rat Trap and Bramble actually did look like ones from the show, but I know ones like Dinobot and like Rhinox. It was kind of hard to like see them in the show with that type of toy. I think that's the next one actually. I believe. Whoops! It was actually in the wrong spot. Now we got Tigatron. As you all know, I do have both Tigatrons actually. I got the reissue version, and I actually just got the Kingdom version not too long ago. But yeah, he just a repainted Cheetor, just all white. Because originally his toy was actually supposed to be all orange, like an actual tiger. But the show characters wanted more grayish Beast Wars characters for the Maximals, so they wanted Tigatron to be more whitish. I guess because orange tiger get more love than white. So instead they had this white tiger in the show instead of orange one. In robot mode, Tigatron is his colors are kind of swapped. Like the shoulder blades, his knees, in the show they were blue, but for some reason they silver. I think they kind of swapped the colors, especially with his face, because also his face is silver. Cause I know Beast Wars is supposed to be a sequel to G1, and originally all the Beast Wars characters, all the toys were actually supposed to be all G1 characters, but they switched it around. So that's why his colors are kind of weird. I guess it would be like Prowl or something. But he do have all his weapons. Knowing that the bug gun never made an appearance in the show, I don't know why they still gave him that. Knowing that the Kingdom did have like a tail, but it was more like a whip. Whereas the original toy, it was just still a gun. Because Tigatron just a repainted Cheetor, literally. Here's one of the awkward ones. It's actually Rhinox. If y'all all know, I actually did do a video on Kingdom Rhinox. I actually never. Actually don't have the original Rhinox toy. I used to have the 10th anniversary version, but that one belonged to my dad, so I gave it back. But yeah, that was the original Rhinox. It's very cool and all looking, but I prefer the Kingdom version. That are the through and 30s because you don't want the original version. Knowing that in the show, Rhinox was not all like lightish brown. He was more of a darker brown, and his eyes were not hot red. I think when he went that Predacon form in that one episode, I think his eyes were red. I don't remember his horn being silver. I think it was silver, but I don't remember being this so dull. Though that the Kingdom version looked more like an actual rhino. Kyle Kingdom was kind of heading for. And then when Rhinox says,
Rhinox, maximize!
In his robot mode, Rhinox is very weird. First thing we gotta talk about his head. If you could look very closely, his head is so green. It's no color, it's not added, nothing. And I also think I did hate about these original Beast Wars toys where they actually had the mutant masses. Most of the toys from the show, I think most of the Predacons did have it, but it was only like the popular ones that actually did not have it. But once like Rhinox and Dinobot and Optimus Primal, they did actually have the mutant masses. And Tigatron and Cheetor. They had the mutant masses. They'll cover, I guess, like a extra piece of transformation. But they really didn't have to do because now the characters look more uglier than they did in the show. Second thing, he has kibble everywhere. We'll start at his waist. He had these big skirts that is actually the rhino's like sides, like his rib cage and stuff, and then like split apart to make the skirt. Though he did actually have a skirt in the show. And then we gotta talk about the chest plate. I guess it's kind of accurate because Rhinox did transform. Like his mouth just explodes. Like he didn't want to live anymore. But I didn't. That's the only thing I did like about Rhinox. He did actually have a good transformation for a character that was barely in the show half the time. And then we gotta talk about the real one, the gun. In Beast Wars, Ronix had the chain gun to Doom, where they'll face like an actual gun. These ones face more like a mace. Cause I know what this one was based off of. But they didn't really have to do it because now it looks more awkward. But it don't look good. And also they came with a sword. I know originally Ronix was actually supposed to have a sword, but they changed it around because they wanted him to be more like Ironhide. Here we got my favorite one, Dinobot. I actually don't have them actually. I'm thinking about buying them at one point in time, but I actually have two of the Kingdom versions. I might do an episode of a double Dinobot. I might just have, instead of having Kingdom Megatron, because I actually don't have him yet, I might have reissue Megatron. Instead of Air Razor, I might have the original Air Razor. Because for some reason, it costs a fortune for Megatron online. And don't get me started on eBay. But if you see Dinobot in his raw chicken form, let's talk about his body. If you look at the Kingdom version, I can't really back it out. He's more dull brown. More hints of gray on his chest. As they want to go more Jurassic Park style. And it's the 1996 version. The raw chicken raptor right here. Covered in translucent plastic that's cancer to Transformers. Well, don't get me started on that one. He's very pinkish. No one in the show, he was more the Kingdom version. More brown everywhere. His eyes are orange. No one in the show, it was white. I don't know. And he's very fat for a raptor. No one at Dinobot and Beast Wars was kind of fat, but he was good, but he was just not that good. But I did love his transformation.
Dinobot. Dinobot. Maximize.
Okay. He really didn't sound like that. The first part he did actually did, but the ending, it really didn't sound like that. He made more of this disconnecting, like he was disconnecting from his body sound effect. If you watch the show, you know what I mean. And yeah, he's pretty cool in his raw chicken form. I actually do like him. But if you saw the video, I actually do have Dinobot. But it's his half brother Grimlock. He's let's say he's a breakable one. If you own a Grimlock, like this is the one I actually do have. This one is actually in neat condition actually. Mine's his side piece where his legs are, where you have to shift it up. Mine's is actually it unclipped. So every time I try to shift it up, it's badly worse. Another thing, my heels for my Dinobot, where how he stands for his heels in the back, they snapped off. Let's see what else that broke down Dinobot. Also, his hands that cracked. There's a big thick crack on it. So every time I try to silver his hand to do the pose from the show, his hands always comes off, and I always have to put them back on. It's all easy to put them back on, but it's so hard to just keep them in stud. But jeez, I'm so lucky to come out a Kingdom version at some point. Because this guy, if you have this guy mint in box, do not take him out. I don't care if you want to play with him. Do not. Do not. Him and the other Dinobot. And this Dinobot, me and him had a bad history together because, first off, let's look very closely at him. Let's look very closely. And I want everybody to really look at this. I don't want y'all to make fun of me because it's true. First thing, Dinobot in the show never had blue eyes. He always had white. And he had green for his feet. In the show, he had white for his little bones on the side. Now, if everybody loved Dinobot and knew him, Dinobot was not all this brown. He was not all brown. His teeth were all not silver, and his claws are not painted. Now, if you don't know what 10th Anniversary is, 10th Anniversary was a line made for Beast Wars when this was the 2006 line. and it was a Toys R Us exclusive, only to the U.S. I believe, if I remember right, because I was not even around when that happened, when this mishappened. But there was a thing where you clicked all the Beast Wars toys. You had Dinobot, Rhinox, Cheetor, Trance Metal Rat Trap. You had two different Optimus Primals and Megatron. I forgot about those two. And you had Tarantulas and Waspinator. You get new repaints of them, and they're very good. Very good repaints. But every piece, well, every toy you get came with a DVD that was. Every time you get a new DVD, it was that toy you got was in the show, and it was like that episode. So like Dinobot, this one, Code of Hero, because that was the main episode. He was featuring the whole time where he died. Well, spoilers, he do die. He does come back, but he's come back as a Predacon. And if you want to wonder what he comes back is, if y'all go look at my profile for my YouTube channel, and you see that white Dinobot, that's where he comes back as Dinobot 2. But every piece that came with one of these 10th anniversary toys had a piece of Transmutate. I think she was in the show. It was like this weird transformer that had unstable power, and Rampage the Silver Bolt really wanted her to like help her out, but they'll get into a fight at one point, and it will kill Transmutate. But that's the reason why this 10th anniversary run is so rare. Most of the toys are very rare, especially ones like Rhinox and Dinobot are very rare. Because two things, they'll break easily, especially Dinobot. One of my YouTubers, I forgot his name. He have a whole selection of Beast Wars. He have every last one of them. His Dinobot back feet for his thumbs for his Beast Wars hands, it broke. The spinning tail weapon, one of the pieces snapped on it. He cannot transform it because every time you transform it, it breaks a piece. That's why you cannot transform this character at all. He's very scary, kind of, if you look at him. He's very actually kind of scary. Now look at him. Here he's at robot mode. He's still the same with the he have a lot of things I want to talk about, and it is about this Dinobot. First thing, his chest plate is ginormous on him, very ginormous. Second thing, I love how they still gave him that blue head, knowing that in the show he did still have blue, but didn't even give him a bother giving him a mouth. Knowing in the show Dinobot did have a very huge mouth. They didn't paint his helmet at all. Not even close to the colors in the show. They still gave him that green for his little bones on the side of his legs. His knees are like bluish. I guess they wanted it to be more colorful and more scary. But in the show, his legs were silver. Why is they and also why is most of his robot parts are black? I don't know why. Second thing, y'all might wonder why there's a maximal stamp here. Because people don't understand what the hell Beast Wars is, and they keep thinking Dinobot was still a Predacon. So, they had to put labels on most of the toys. Ones like Tarantulas, Dinobot, Rhinox, and Cheetor, and I believe Waspinator. I don't think Optimus Prime and Megatron don't actually have one, because you had two different ones. You have the Transformers Cybertron versions that were kind of cool. I think I played with Megatron once. I actually never played with Primal. And then I did actually get to play with the 2-pack versions of Megatron and Primal. They repainted them. They don't have the mutant masses. They repainted from the original Beast Wars, Optimus Primal and Megatron. They look perfect. I love them. I actually don't own them because it costs almost $1,000, almost a house loan on eBay. But Dinobot is very cool. I don't think about buying him at all. Well, not this form. I'd rather buy this form with his white, orange chicken coloring. And let's get to Maximize. Dinobot in robot mode is pretty good. I actually don't own him, like I said. But I know eBay do actually sell them, and they actually meet in very good condition. Well, for a while until a future come around and they start destructing on people. But it's like the same like the 10th anniversary version. Only because this is the actually first one. He still has a mutant mask, I guess. Because I know that's actually, the mutant mask is actually supposed to be the skulls of the animals they transform into. So like Dinobot's skull is like a raptor head, but it's actually the skull of the head. And it's actually kind of interesting. And some of the why some of them did had it. I know ones like the Flip Changers never got them. I know ones like Inferno and Baboom didn't get it. Well, Airways didn't get it at all. I know Tagatron and Cheetor had it because Tagatron was just a repaint. Optimus and Megatron had it. Dinobot, Rhinox, Airraiser. Well, Airraiser didn't get it. I know Scorponok definitely had it. I remember him. Yeah. This is Dinobot. Here we got the big ape himself. The leader of the Maximals. Optimus Primal. Actually, I do have the original Optimus Primal, and I actually do have this Kingdom version, but it's the Netflix version because I don't like the Kingdom version. It's very lightish, and I don't know, it don't match the show as the Netflix version does. But we'll be focusing on this monkey. This version is there's a lot of things with it. First off, Optimus Primal have so many gimmicks. It's not even funny. He got more gimmicks than Megatron ever did. His eyes are blue. Now we all know I do have the original toy, but I actually do have the reissue version from the I think it's 2020 version. That version eyes are black, I believe. They were black or they were dark blue. I forgot about him. He's sitting in a bin as well. Most of my toys are sitting in bins right now. His eyes are lightish blue. I don't know if y'all can see it, but they are lightish blue. It's kind of harder to tell if he is the reissue version in beast mode, but when you go to maximizing him in his robot mode, that's when it kind of gets a little easier to tell what it is. Also, just the heads up, most of these Beast Wars toys do kind of match their transformations to the show, like Dinobot, Rhinox, and Optimus, and Rattrap. They all kind of do if you kind of match the show. The only one I have a fuss about is Scorponok, because he's kind of tricky and he's kind of weird to figure that out. But let's go back to Optimus Primal. Here's Optimus Primal is maximize robot mode. In robot mode, he is very, very light. Now, if y'all may wonder why he have a mouth plate, originally Optimus Primal, this version was supposed to be Optimus Prime, but they switched it around because people don't want a gorilla as Optimus Prime. It's kind of actually cheesy, so they had this one that's called Optimus Primal, and that's when they actually start changing a lot of characters around, start calling them new names like Rattrap and Dinobot. But he's very, very lightish. Now, y'all can say this is the reissue version because I am telling you it's not. It's not a picture. I didn't find a picture because I'm not wasting my time finding a picture about the same things. But from my memory, I remember Optimus Primal's head, this blue head. The reissue version has a darker one. The swords are dark. The missiles are dark. The chest plate, instead of that red, it's just plain, like in the show. And I think that Beast Mask, this is actually, I think this is the only piece that actually does remember the original Optimus Primal toy. And also at the back of his head, it actually is still red. I guess to like represent, like, he is Optimus Prime, but instead of Prime, let's add an L to the back of the name to make it Optimus Primal. Yeah, Optimus Primal in his Kingdom version. Yeah, he's very good. Although this was the end, no, we get into the dark side with the Predacons. So we got Black Arachnia, the Black Widow spider, right there on the side of Tarantulas. Tarantulas, the purple spider. Waspinator, the wasp. Pterosaur, the pteranodon. Inferno, the ant. Scorponok, the scorpion. And Megatron, the big purple Tyrannosaurus Rex. We're gonna start with Pterosaur. And his 1996 Beast Wars toy. I actually do have both. I have the Kingdom version, and I actually do got the original 1996 version. The thing about I hate about Pterosaur is that not that he was trying to go Starscream in the show. They was trying to make him go Starscream, where they was trying to have him like take over the Predacons and everything else. Because originally, instead of having Pterosaur die, originally supposed to be Waspinator, but since he was so funny in the show, they kept him around. They kept him around so long that he was actually the only Predacon and Megatron that actually survived the Beast Wars. Whereas all the other Predacons, besides Black Arachnia, have met their demise in gruesome ways. But Pterosaur is like the only one I actually think he had a more weird death, because he literally falls in lava with Scorponok. And it's kind of sad because Scorponok was actually going Transmetal. So if they kept him around, it wouldn't have been kind of weird to see Transmetal Pterosaur and whatever the hell Scorponok was going to be. Probably was going to be Quick Strike. Translucent, like the Sandstorm repaint. But yeah, Pterosaur is... Let's go back to Pterosaur. The only complaint I got about Pterosaur is that green on his back. The one in the show, black. Those spots were black in the show. If you look very closely, he have no pupils in his eyes, so now he looks more Transformer-y. But his mouth ain't, like, his beak ain't yellow, like the Kingdom toy, like over here. But this one, he has no beak. No beak. Yeah, Beast was basic. Different lines, basic. Yeah, he's actually the only smallest Predacon in the whole range, actually. I believe so. Here we got the treacherous comrade Pterosaur and his robot mode. Pterosaur is very poseable. If you saw my review of him, he's very poseable. You could bend his legs all the way up to his head, like he will snarl. I know his head is literally his butt for beast mode, because his head literally gets swelled up. And actually, in the show, that actually does happen. I think it was Siege Power or something. Pterosaur do actually take over the Predacons, and actually kills Megatron. That was actually the only episode with Pterosaur actually winning. Most of the time, he actually is a Predacon, but some of the times he just want to be Starscream. But he's very poseable. I don't like his helmet. His helmet looked more G1-ish, which that's actually what they were supposed to do. But they went another route and made him more their own thing. He had purple there. He's very dull, and his wings just stick out. And then we get on to fan favorites like Waspinator. I can't do the voice of him because, first off, Scott McNeil voiced most of the characters, and he's very dull. Waspinator was actually the only Beast Wars toy I remember from the original Beast Wars commercial. I think it was the only deluxe one.
In the beginning came the beasts and all that creeps, crawls, nature lies. They're robots in disguise. Beast Wars, the next step in Transformer evolution, is here. New Maximals, heroic animals, battle the evil reptile and insect forces of the Predacons. They fight tooth and claw. Heroic Dinobot attacks. Morphs from Raptor Beast into vicious robot with spinning Velociraptor blades. Evil Waspinator full of venom changes like never before, from insect to high-tech, and puts the sting on Cheetor. But there's more to Cheetor than meets the eye. Under the skin lurks a robot within, with hidden weapons firing. But treacherous Tarantula mutates and counterattacks. Charging slashing, blasting, all new Beast Wars. The next step in Transformer evolution is here. And when you buy the Maximo Predacon 2-pack, you get a free Beast Wars comic book. Each sold separately.
Predacons terrorize! Maximals maximize! It's a new mega stage of transformation.
Fire!
Polar Claw maximize! Polar Claw transforms and launches his battle-ready attack back against evil Predacon Scorponok, a robot in disguise with a killer bee inside. The newest stage of transformation. Maximum Polar Claw, Predacon Scorponok. Each sold separately. Polar Claw transforms and launches his battle-ready attack back against evil Predacon Scorponok, a robot in disguise with a killer bee inside. Maximum Polar Claw, Predacon Scorponok. Each sold separately. Megatron, terrorize! Optimus, maximize! Gigantic Gorilla Optimus Primal, the biggest stage in transformation, transforms with double cannons firing. Megatron, terrorize! The evil towering T-Rex transforms from prehistoric to robotic with pulverizing claw and twin missile launchers. The biggest stage in transformation. Each sold separately. Beast to Bot, the action top. New Inferno is evil king of the anthill. With Stinger missiles, he's the ultimate surprise. Transforming from insect to high-tech, from robo-chopper to full robotic battle mode. From Beast to Bot, the action top. Heroic Cyber Shark's one hard-hitting hammerhead. From beneath this shark skin lurks the robot within. With flip blade tail, this is the final showdown.
Gotcha!
New figures each sold separately. Transformers taken to the power of 3. The new heroic Maximal team starts with 3 ferocious beasts that convert to 3 battle-ready robots and combine to form one gigantic robot, Magnaboss. Now look for new Tripredacus, a combination of 3 nasty bugs that form the gigantic Predacon robot. Tripredacus versus Magnaboss transformers to the 3rd power. From triple threat to big bad bot, Ultra teams are ultra hot. New Tripredacus is built from pack of 3. New Magnaboss sold separately. Transformers taken to the power of 3. The new heroic Maximal team starts with 3 ferocious beasts that convert to 3 battle-ready robots and combine to form one gigantic robot, Magnaboss. The Predacon creeps. There's much more than meets the eye to new Mega Beast. Evil Transketos out for blood. Triple Transformers, from bug to slashing attack mode to bug-ugly robot. But heroic Booms going ape. This beast triple changes to blasting battle mode to awesome battle bot. From beast to bot, the action's 3 times as hot. New Mega Beast sold separately.
And now with that small of that, Waspinator is, I think, one of the biggest deluxes, I believe, from the time for the Beast Wars toy line. I remember, because I actually don't own the original version. I do own the Kingdom version, but I actually don't own the original, because every time I go on eBay and try to find one, they're always missing a gun or it's broken. So, yeah. Waspinator is a big wasp. Green. Eyes are yellow, and the stinger is not really accurate to an actual wasp. Though I do like how the legs, the back legs, actually hang down like an actual wasp. Instead of the Kingdom version, legs are more upwards, like he was landing on a flower or something. When Waspinator says terrorize, he'll transform into his robot mode. And robot mode, Waspinator is pretty good. Now, this was at the time when they had those mass shifters. So it was like the robot head and then like the mutant head. That head up here is actually the mutant head. That's actually the mutant head. But in the show, that's actually his robot head. So it's kind of actually weird to not think about it. I do like how his head splits apart and like one side like, or like he terrorized and like his chest kind of splits apart and like the green from inside of his head. That kind of actually kind of gets me actually. I kind of like that. Then we get to the ugly spider Black Arachnia. Well, not ugly. Fun Fatala. She is actually a spider, but not any spider. She's a femme fatale spider. Those spiders actually got those labels on top of their butts. Black Arachne is just a repaint of Tarantulas, well, for the original toy. So, she has a very weird beast mode. When I first saw this, I thought it was like a beetle. But when I saw like the four legs, I'm like, okay, this supposed to be a spider. When she says terrorizing the show, she goes to cool spider to the ugliest, not even close to the show toy. And this is just a repaint of Tarantulas. Well, I think it's the next one actually. But yep, she's purple everywhere. She looks like an old cartoon villain, like a robber or something. Especially with the black eyes and that white mouth. She looked like a robber from a cartoon or something. She have a really big gun. 'Cause I know that's where you could pluck off one of her little legs, and it could become one of the missiles. And she come with a string, with a bow. I'm thinking with like an axe or something, and she could shoot it out. But that's why I don't like the original Black Arachnia. I don't really intend to get her. If I'm like really want to get all the figures, I might actually try it once. And then we get on to the other spider. I do actually kind of like. We get on to tarantulas. Actually, I used to actually have tarantulas. I did a video about them not too long ago, but I lost them, but I still actually got them still, so it's not that worries. But he's a tarantula. She's a black widow spider. Just for everybody to know, before everybody yells at me, it's a tarantula. Well, no, that's not actually a tarantula. That is not a tarantula. That's a spider. Actually, no, that's a beetle. Oh wait, that's a mutated human. You know when a kid said she wants a transformer for her first transformer toy? I'll never get my kids something like this. Cause it's a collector item. And that's one of them. Tarantulas transform into this same thing that Black Arachne, a transformer, more better. That mutant head was actually in the show. Same with Waspinator. So yeah, same thing with Black Arachne. All the gimmicks are technically hers. Cause she was like the first one on here. And then we move on to one of my favorite Predacons. And y'all can be mad at me. We're moving on to Scorponok. Yes, Scorponok. I actually do have the Kingdom version. Pieces and all. I'm actually missing one of his front legs, but it's okay. I actually do not have the original Scorponok, though they are selling them for cheap on eBay for some reason. Even the reissue versions. So it's kind of actually weird not thinking about it. But he is very big. Tails long. He's all black. Nobody in the show, he was all gray. He have very big claws for a scorpion. Very big claws. Actually, one of the claws could move, the other one cannot. Because they have a gimmick. Telling the scorpion not to terrorize is like killing a kid. That's because this toy is very cool. He have a lot of gimmicks. First thing, he had the mutant mask. Take it off. Second thing, we have the tail. That tail for his like beast mode is actually on global mode, but same thing with the Kingdom version. You could bend it down to like he was stinging. And beast with robot. Hooray. One of his claws do actually come with a Cerebi. It's like a little drone. It actually appeared in the show, I think like 3 times. I think I remember right. He was kind of like the Soundwave, actually, kind of. He kind of like Soundwave, Scorpion. And he come with missiles. On the other hand, he's not a very good toy. His head don't really match the show. Though that head, I think it's the eyes that kind of get me. But I think if they kept that mute mask, kind of like then they would have got better with it. And then we move on to my boy Inferno. I do own the Legacy version. I actually don't own the Kingdom. I mean the original Inferno toy. I think the original Inferno toy is more better than the Legacy, but Legacy was going more more actual ant. So I'm gonna give the Legacy Ant some grace. We're gonna be looking at the 1996 version. This version is very weird. It's more translucent. When I first saw it, I thought it was like a Lego or like a water squirter, like Megatron. Not that way. But Inferno do have a gimmick where you can pluck off one of his little back healed, like his back little ant legs, and he could shoot it out of his ant head. We were like that in 1996. For the royalty, what he said, because when you tell Inferno to do something, he does it without no question. That's because his original toy is more better. In robot mode, Inferno is very more screen accurate. I'm not gonna lie, more screen accurate. The only problem I got is those guns, because Inferno never took out his own mandibles and really tried to shoot it. But only Predacon that actually does match the show. Only one. One more to go. Yes. Beast Wars Megatron. And his purple Tyrannosaurus mode. Well, we're not talking about this one. No, because I have beef with this one. Give me money. I need it. We're talking about this one. The lightish, actually, purple Tyrannosaurus. He's more lighter than this purple version. I actually do own the reissue version because the 1996 version is kind of cheap looking. If y'all would subscribe so I could get this Kingdom version, because I need to pay my bills. Please. Please. Megatron is very cool in his robot mode, saying yes. But he's very cool. There's a lot of gimmicks. He got that silver helmet. He's not G1 like that. But he had 3 gimmicks. First off, his tail. It's a button, like a black button you push, and his tail could like snap. On the box it says it could cut a max split in half. I tried that with Razor Beast and that did not work. So they lied to us. Megatron has a robot hand, but instead of a robot hand, he have a beast hand, known as the Tyrannosaurus Rex. His hand is the Tyrannosaurus's head. That is very cool. I was gonna say disturbing, but that's kind of actually cool. Now you think about it, because most Beast Wars characters do got their Beast Mode heads on them. I kind of prefer them on their heads, well, instead of their feet, like Snarl. But he's very cool. He's the only one I think that actually does match the show as well as Inferno. But God, he looks better. So I know this was a 1996 toy, so you know that he had gimmicks. Also, his sides. He did have a shooting gimmick where he shoots like bows or like axes or something. And he did have that Mew mask thing. He looks like Batman with it. His beast head, Tyrannosaurus, did have water squirter gimmick. Where you take that piece out and you want to put liquid in it. I ain't saying what type of liquid. I'm just saying liquid. But you put it in and he was squirted out like it was a laser. Which he did do in the show. So yeah. That's it actually of all the Beast Wars that are actually in the show. I'm gonna take a look at Transmetals because that's their own thing. But yeah. So everybody stay tuned and say
Go. On our way, Bossbot. As you command, my queen. Oh, I do wish you'd stop calling me that. Never mind the rat. We have better prizes for our queen. Return to the nest. Now go.
On our way, Bossbot.
As you command, my queen. Oh, I do wish you'd stop calling me that. Never mind the rat. We have better prizes for our queen. Return to the nest.
That bot sure does talk peculiar.
Blast that scheming spider. Again he defies me.
Say the word, my queen, and he shall burn.
Not just yet. And for the last time, stop calling me that!
As you command, my...
Inferno, aid quick strike.
Yes, my queen.
I was not aware you had given yourself a new title.
The ant has some faulty programming. But his loyalty is without question.
My queen! We're down here!
Well, I don't like the looks of this.